What's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna do a little something different. Since you guys been asking me about the S hat for the last couple years, I'm gonna go ahead and address it today. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about the royal blue and gold Seattle Mariners S cap. This cap came in after this cap. Another cap everybody's talking about now on YouTube, the golf hat.
What section from? You probably went in Rollin 60s, huh?
Plays much kid. He's a big bad wolf that knows the big things. He's a big bad wolf in your neighborhood. Not really good, but really good.
Gang bang affiliate, hit a stick real quick, and in a minute start killing shit real quick.
I remember nights when they was on rules with Uzi waiting.
All right, so check it out. When you randomly ask people about this S hat, you get different dates. You hear 84, you hear a lot of 1986s and 1987s. But this hat wasn't created until 1987, and I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna take you to 1600 West Slauson Avenue. There was a company there. This company was called Lightcraft of America. And they sold light bulbs and lamps, all kind of lighting for your home or your office building. And they vacated the premises in 1984. Sometime in 1985, they began building the iconic LA Slauson Swap Meet. And they opened up in November. So you gotta remember, the end of 85, right before Christmas, this is the beginning of the crack era. This is still the first wave for the young crack dealers. This is the Nissan truck era. Everybody's trying to get a little bit of money, and everybody's trying to save a little bit of money. So everybody wants to save a buck by going to the Slauson Swap Meet and other swap meets, Compton Swap Meet, all the other swap meets, instead of going to the mall and paying top dollar. Everybody wanted more for their dollar, even if it meant buying a knockoff gold chain, Louis Vuitton and Gucci belts, denim jeans, overalls, silk shirts. The Koreans had it all, from the Charlie Browns to the khaki shirts. They selling Dickies, they selling Converse, Wallabies. You got everything up in here, right? Snow cones, hot dogs, and you even have the team fitted hats. This is when the team style hats first became a thing for most gangs in LA. The New York Yankees, Houston Astros, St. Louis Cardinals, Michigan Wolverines, Georgetown Hoyas, Texas Rangers, Kansas City Royals, Boston Red Sox, Philadelphia Phillies, Pittsburgh Pirates, Atlanta Braves, and Chicago White Sox, just to name a few. Obviously, I didn't name all the hats that the gangs wore, no disrespect, but these are the more memorable hats to me during that time throughout the county of Los Angeles, in the city of Compton, city of LA. At this time, the Seattle Mariners hat was a pitchfork or a trident. In Greek mythology, a trident was Poseidon's weapon of choice. It's considered good luck when facing upward, but if you turn the trident over like the Mariners, you actually get an M. And this is supposed to reverse the luck, meaning bad luck. The Mariner name originates from the prominence of marine culture in the city of Seattle. The M is featured in their logo, short for Mariners. What does all this have to do with the Rollin 60s, you may ask? Well, I'm gonna tell you. In 1987, the Mariners changed its uniform style to traditional button tops and belted pants. Both uniforms incorporated blue piping and a block Mariners woodmark in blue with gold and blue outlines. The numbers remained blue, but eliminated the trim outlines. The cap logo was changed to an S. The Seattle Mariners was dirt dog doo-doo at this time. Wasn't nobody outside of Seattle gonna cheer for the Mariners unless you had a friend or family member on the team at that time. The Mariners owner recognized this to be true, and he just felt bad luck for over a decade. And he decided it was time to change the logo due to superstition. In 1987, Ken Griffey Jr. was the #1 selection overall in the amateur draft. He made his professional debut on June 16, 1987. The baseball world now had their eyes set on Ken Griffey's son, Jr. The Slauson Swap Meet wasted no time in jumping on the bandwagon and stocking their shelves with the newly arrived royal gold and blue S-cap. The homies swarmed the swap meet to get the new caps. It didn't take long before the news got around that the S-gang in Compton was also sporting the new hats. We're talking about the Southside Compton Crips, by the way. Other Crips wore this hat too. Sons of Samoa, Sintown, Southside Pomona, Schoolyard. I mean, I can't name them all, but look, I'm gonna keep it real. And I may be biased, but nobody put a name behind that hat like the Rollin 60s. When you seen that S hat in LA, you thought Rollin 60s off the top. The 60s and the Southside Comptons became synonymous with this S cap. No disrespect to any other hoods, but in my opinion, no Major League Baseball hat stood out as much as those royal blue and gold S caps. They were new, they were bright, and the emblem was larger than any single letter of any other team. No pun intended, but this was a good way to get your cap peeled in the county of Los Angeles during the late 80s. When baseball season began in the spring of 1989, the Mariners boasted of a soon-to-be reputable lineup that included Edgar Martinez, Harold Reynolds, yep, that Harold Reynolds, dun, 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 dun. A Gold Glove shortstop in Omar Vizquel, big, tall, hard-throwing southpaw Randy Johnson, ex-Dodger Tom Niedenfuer, and of course, the youngster, the great Ken Griffey Jr. All the talk in the land was no longer about the LA Dodgers and the New York Yankees. It was all about them Seattle Mariners. You now had dudes in LA that became Seattle Mariners fans. 1 month later, one of our most beloved homeboys from the inception of the Rollin 60s was killed. His name was Lil Mump.
And it goes a little something like this. It goes a 1, 2, 3.
Walking to the club with all my hood ho. We rolling deep, but we representing the hood, bro. We wearing blue and our curls dripping with perms too. This is the 80s, we hoodsters with our golden blue. Yeah, true. Pistol on the side of me, ladies, they always eyeing me. Fucking hood rats is my pastime and they follow me. But I am the dope man, some be one of my products. See, I came in the hood like a snowfall back in 83. We in the club with these bad bitches with nice booties. With mini skirts and the red bottoms, it's our duty to get the nookie and gold chains on our neck glowing. And if they trippin' this neighborhood, so we gonna show them.
In honor of Lil Mump, his funeral and afterwards, a lot of the homies bust out their S-caps. 33 years after the death of Lil Mump, the homies still wear those gold and blue S-hats, the newer S-hats, basically any S-hat, Stussy and whoever else. Solano baseball team, Michigan State Spartans, whoever. The consensus is this: we can't point to one specific individual that started wearing that hat first, but the consensus is Lil Peanut popularized the hat, Big Slip Rock made the hat popular, and Lil Mump, he wore the hat better than anybody. So Lil Mump is probably most known for wearing that S-cap, but a lot of different individuals, the riders during that era, were the first ones to flock that swap meet and get that S-cap.
And I have to mention Little Looney because when he came home from prison in 1988, he too helped to popularize this hat.
Prior to all this, the homies wore the golf hats. The golf hats were very popular. But when the change came in from the golf hats to team caps, you seen a lot of New York Yankee hats, a lot of Chicago White Sox hats. You might see a 76ers hat here or there. But the S-cap came in, man, that cap just brought a whole different persona to the Rollin 60s. And we sported this cap from 88 to like 92. Somewhere around 1990-ish, the cap became the black S-cap, the white S-cap, and other S-hats. Whoever had an S on their hat, we was wearing them. But nothing takes the place of the blue and gold S-cap. And that's a little history on the S-cap for today. Y'all take it, y'all run with it, y'all debate it, and get back with me about it. But be sure to hit the like button, be sure to leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not a regular. Y'all take it easy, much love, salute, peace.
Sitting reminiscing about the days of way back. Rich road, big kid dollar folders, gun holders with the gym on the rollers. Keep taking the fire, but the don't make dollars, it don't make sense.